I remember this case like it happened yesterday. It started on an ordinary autumn night when the city slowly fell asleep and the dark streets turned into a maze for those who wanted to stay unseen. Detective Jack Turner had been on duty for 12 hours straight. He knew quiet shifts are a trap. Police radio crackles. Turner, urgent call, 1420 Harbor Street. Reports of screams and a gunshot. Within minutes, he was there. A narrow alley, one flickering streetlight, fresh raindrops on the asphalt, and something red. Not blood, a silk scarf, a woman's scarf. Jack's inner thought, this isn't random. This was left here as a marker. Turner canvassed the neighborhood. Nobody had seen anything except an old janitor who said a tall man in a long coat passed through the alley right before the gunshot. That was the start of the hunt. Surveillance cameras traced the figure to an abandoned warehouse near the train tracks. When Turner stepped inside, the silence was heavy. On the dusty floor, size 11 shoe prints, the smell of cheap tobacco, and an old business card engraved with the letter K. Jack knew that mark. It belonged to Kyle King Matthews, a former private investigator who had crossed over into the criminal underworld. Smart, dangerous, always one step ahead. The next 3 days were sleepless. Turner pieced together fragments of information, intercepted phone calls, camera footage, a list of missing persons over the past month. Everything pointed to Matthews hunting for something big, a briefcase full of evidence that could take down high-ranking officials. But when Jack finally got close, the game turned. Late one night, heading back to his car, he felt someone tailing him. 3 figures. He quickened his pace, turned into an alley, and was blinded by a flashlight. "You're sticking your nose where it doesn't belong," a familiar voice said. Matthews. Jack knew he had one chance. He discreetly pressed the radio button in his pocket. Dispatch was now listening in. He kept Matthews talking, asking about his employers. And just as expected, Matthews couldn't resist bragging, claiming the briefcase was already in his hands. Minutes dragged like hours until distant sirens broke the night. Matthews realized too late. Squad cars boxed in the alley, and seconds later, it was over. Inside the briefcase were documents and recordings that would send several powerful men straight to prison. The press later called it the Harbor Street case. Matthews disappeared from public records, transferred to a maximum security facility. In this job, they say, the most dangerous moment is when the hunter becomes the prey. That night, I learned something else. In this city, there are only 2 kinds of people: those who hide in the shadows, and those who walk into them to bring back the light.